Hi, yeah, it's Kingy here again. Uh, my missus, she loved the Sportster, but she decided she wanted to ride with me, like we used to on the Road King. So she's out one day, she spies a bike, and she buys it for me. What more could you ask? So I've since sold the Sportster, which I did dearly love. Great little bike. And my darling wife bought me a 2013 Harley Fat Boy, which had only done about 300 kilometres. So I've put a new rear pillion pad on it for her because it's got that tiny skinny little ass thing. And I've got the aftermarket 14-inch one, which a mate of mine from work bought him from the States from me. And I put that on the bike, but she also wants a sissy bar. She wants a sissy bar up here, which I've got a sissy bar in for it. But the problem here is, right here, this indicator here, when I put the location bolts on for the sissy bar, because it's a removable one, it's too close to the rear location thing here. I read on some sites you can shave a bit off, but I just think you're going to shave off too much. It's just my personal opinion. And there's the front one. So I need to change that stalk. And if you look down here, the bolt goes through from the back of here straight into the stalk, whereas this bolt goes straight into the fender. This bolt goes straight into the fender. So does this one, and that's the final pivot point bolt. So the theory is, I take out this one, I think, and loosen off that one, and the final one under here stays. And then theoretically the whole fender should rise up, and they'll give me some access to the wiring and that under here, so I can unbolt this, get the wiring out, put the new stalk on, so I can put in the new location bolts. So first things first, let's remove the seats. Right then, I've just unplugged all the rear cables to the rear lights, to the brake light, and to the indicators. And that's where I'm going to put in the auxiliary light set, which is going to be towards the completion of what I'm doing here. And that just clips into that end and into that end. I'm just going to lay it across here, maybe cable tie it down, and that means that my indicators also become brake lights. So now to remove the rear tail light lens. When you get the tail light off, you've got the indicator wires here, and they're plugged into here. Okay, now they say that you have to buy a special tool, because on this here you've got a little tang. You need to push that down to pull it out. Well, I didn't buy a special tool. It's got that from the nail clippers. Just use that, it's perfect. Just push down the tang and just pop it right out, no worries. So what I'm going to do now is mark one of these as the right hand indicator, so I don't get them mixed up at all. And yeah, then carry on. I just unplugged the rest of the tail light assembly too. That's real easy, just unplugs right out of here. Piece of cake. Okay, so now we're going to start loosening off these bolts. So have a look at things again. Take out that one, we take out that one, and we loosen that one. Alright? Because there's one each side, and loosen one each side, and then that should rise up. Okay? I'm using what am I using here? A T45. Alrighty? Okay, I've got the rear fender upwards, A little trick to it is that you have to feed through the wires to the indicators. Okay, so that frees it. You've also got these little bosses that hang out a wee bit. Okay, so you have to pull these out a wee bit, just not hard, just enough to clear these. And you can see it's all hanging on these bolts here, which were loosened off. There's a bit of weight in it, so do better than me. But what it does do, it gives you easy access now to the indicator. So I just need to undo that one there, and that whole indicator on both sides should come off. Okay, let's give it a bill and see what happens. Okie dokie, so there we go. This time it's using a T40, which I've got these things here, so they come undone pretty easily actually. That's the assembly. Okay, so just need to put all the new stuff together with it now. Cool. Alright, so I've got these off. So now there's two things to do. One is to strip off the outer casing and then cut these two wires. One wire will be around about here, another wire will be another inch up, I guess. The other thing is I've got to do is take this apart and reroute these wires so they come out of that hole there. Then they feed down through the centre of that, which gets screwed into that, which goes into the side of the bike. Okay, so I'm going to quietly try and take this apart, so see how we go with that one. So for the slot to, here it is, to pop the lens out of. There's the lens. There's the bulb. Came out easy enough. Yeah, that's pushing a bit. Oh. I'll pull it apart. Where are we? There we are. Yeah. It's a bit of work on that. All done. So we can continue now and strip that wire and cut it, which is a bit I'm pretty worried about. Just getting the jacket off the wire. You can see I've cut them at slightly different lengths, so where the connection isn't sitting directly opposite the one next to it. It's just set a little bit back, and that's what it recommends you to do in the instructions. So we shall carry on. Look for the hole there. I figure that's about it. So that goes over there, fills that hole up. Ding dong. One of these. Feed this in and through. Okay, all the wires have been done, the ends have been stripped. Okay, it's getting ready for assembly again. Things put back together. Okay, what I've done is I've just done these up finger tight. I've just put in the first stem, and you'll notice that the lock nut at the back here has got a groove cut out of it just in there. Okay, so the wires come out of the hole and they feed towards the front of the bike. Because where this hole is here, there's a hole in the fender, and the wires will go through and feed into that hole and then run back into the rear lights where they plug in. Okay, so it's really important to have that slot there, and so the nuts are actually, they look like the back to front, but they're not. There it is there. Like I say, it's just finger tight so far, and that's them both on. So next thing is to put the indicator onto there, feed the wires through, and we'll see how that goes. All good fun, eh? So it's not wound all the way in. Put a little thread locker on here. I put this bit here on for the indicator. That fills in the gap that was originally there. And then there's a little compression washer. Don't know if you can see that, just a little compression washer that goes on. You're not supposed to do it this way, but I'm going to do it this way because I've already done one and it worked fine. You're supposed to take all the shell of the indicator apart. I've just done one on the other side and it worked fine. Okay. I'm just watching the wires, they turn around at the same time as indicators so they're not binding. I'm going to keep doing this until I can get as close to that nut as possible without jamming the indicator. I reckon that'd be pretty close to there. Yeah. So now I start to tighten it up. So now you can see what it looks like on the inside. So I'm just going to shrink wrap the start of the wires here as they come out. Not bad for a first time attempt, I think. Looks almost like it was before I had to strip the outer coating off it. Okay, that's part of the wire that goes into the back of the rear tail light. I've just put some heat shrink around a good chunk of that too. I want as little actual wire exposed as possible once I've done the connectors and heat shrunk those. And hopefully if things go right I can put a sleeve all over the previous heat shrinking so the whole thing's encased. Then it'll be pretty waterproof, with the addition of a bit of extra black tape of course. Now do the same to the other side. Okay, so all the connections are done. So there they both are. Heat shrinked and taped and everything. Next bit is to drop the fender, and these have to be fed through the new holes, or the hole in the fender, which is this one here. So the wires will feed into here and back out under the fender here to the rear tail light section where they plug in. Okay, it's all buttoned up. I've just rerouted the wires back exactly the way they came from, hooked everything up. Had a little bit of an issue trying to get the fender back down because there's right at the front of the fender there's a little rubber thing that was catching on, but got over that, that's fine. So now here comes the true test. Let's see how it rocks. Yep, that works. That works. That works. And it has its work. Couldn't ask for anything better. Awesome. So next thing is to put on the locking nuts. The one at the back is that one there. Okay, thread that on. This little thingy here, that plugs into the hole that's been left behind. Right, that's all those done. Now I do happen to have a relay that I'm going to put into it, which is going to turn the indicators into brake lights as well. And I'm going to take the amber lenses off and put on red lenses. I've got some very, very cool glass domed lenses, which I'm going to put on. Here's the kit that comes in. Ta-da! And here's the unit here. That's what we need. Okay. So we unconnect this. That's to all the. That's why I disconnected in the first place when I started doing the this whole process for the wiring to the indicators into the brake light. That's it. It comes through the back of the rear fender. That's all your wiring. Okay. And we just have to plug this into here and this into there. And that's done. And you tuck this away someplace. Oh, look at that. Couldn't ask for anything better than that, eh? That's just it. That's the bomb right there. Ooh yeah. Additional brake lights. Just have to put on the red lenses now. Sweet. Just pop off the old lenses. Put a little bit of grease around the edge of the rubber. Awesome. Sweet, eh? Got a bit of an old school look to it. I like that. Yeah. Alright. So next thing is put the sissy bar together and put the seats on and button and all that. Cool. Okay, so let's put back on the rider's seat. Now the passenger seat. And finally, the sissy bar. Which is very new and does need a little bit of breaking in. So that's it all finished, all buttoned up. Come out pretty well, I think. This will be a nice comfy ride for the missus. Catch you later.